Welcome back to another episode of the Game Boy Quest.
Team Canada.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm SeeJayAre. This is another episode of the Game Boy Quest. The Game Boy Quest is my quest to complete the Game Boy collection with the help of you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who has been messaging me with games for trade. Some people have been donating. In this case, Brian, the co-op collector, gave me a great deal on this little stack of games here that I needed for the collection. Thank you so much, Brian. Brian, as I said, the co-op collector. I'll leave a link in the description below for his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Pickups, playthroughs, reviews, retro gaming on YouTube as the co-op collector. Great business cards. Great editing on his channel. Love his logo there. He left a little note. SeeJayAre, congrats on 70K. Soon you'll be at 100K with no problem. I hope so. Things have slowed down a little bit lately, but I'm trying to get to that 100,000 subs so I can put the plaque down here in the game room. I really want that plaque. I don't know why, but I feel like it'll validate me doing this. I don't need validation. I just want that plaque. Hope you enjoy the games and can't wait to see the finished collection, Brian. Thank you so much, Brian. I am going to go through the stack of games here. I always mention this, but the origin of this Game Boy collection is I started modding Game Boys, and it really kind of changes the Game Boy collection as a whole. I found a new love for Game Boy games, being able to play them with a nice backlit and crisp looking screen. So next to my Switch, my Game Boy gets the most play when I go on trips. This is what I bring. I went to Croatia for 3 weeks and played the crap out of this thing. So Brian was nice enough to send 12 games. So like I said, if you guys have any games for trade, for sale, you can message me on Instagram or Facebook. The links are in the description below. I'll just get this one out of the way quick. I didn't really play it a whole lot. I tried Solitaire. It's the 4-in-1 Fun Pack Volume 2. Not much to say about this. It's a decent game of Solitaire. That's pretty much all I would use it for. Solitaire, Yacht, Dominoes, and Cribbage. So that's just not very exciting. The next one is Jurassic Park Part 2, The Chaos Continues. Now, I believe there are 3 Jurassic Park games, and I believe this is the best one. This one plays like Contra or like Metal Slug, more like Contra. You're like a chibi version of Dr. whatever his name is with the hat, and you're running around with a gun. You're getting different weapon types and stuff like that. There's water levels, pretty good graphics, and the music is really good. I love like the chip tunes that come along with Game Boy games and original Nintendo games. So the music's pretty good in this one. Graphics and like character animations and design are quite good. Pretty big sprite sizes, so it looks pretty good on the screen. This, from what I remember, is the best Jurassic Park game. The Chaos Continues. Let me know in the comments below. I believe there's 3. Next up is Gearworks. Gearworks, I think I would describe it as like Pipe Dream, where you're given a piece and you've got to, you're starting at one point and getting to another point on the map, and you're given a certain size of gear and you have to arrange them in as little moves as possible to get that final gear moving. Whereas like Pipe Dream, you're fitting pieces of pipe that you're given to get the water to the end and then it starts kind of thing. So I would kind of compare it to that. That's the closest thing I can think of. Decent little game. Enjoyed playing that for the 20 minutes that I played it. Really good game here. Capcom platformer, Darkwing Duck. So I'm always pleasantly surprised at how well these Capcom games translate to the Game Boy. Capcom did a really good job of porting these over. The DuckTales games are another good example of NES, Game Boy counterparts of NES games, if that makes sense. So Darkwing Duck, really fun game. Love the comic series or the cartoon series. Next up is another good one, Solomon's Club. This is like a follow-up or reimagining of Solomon's Key. I actually like this one better. I think the graphics are slightly better on this one. Same with the case of like a game like Burger Time. I like the Burger Time on the original Game Boy better than the NES one. Obviously they're not in color, but I feel like they're better graphics. I don't know. I just like this one a little bit better. Sometimes it's a matter of them being able to having to condense the graphics to a square screen instead of like the 4x3, if that makes sense. And sometimes I feel like they do a better job of compacting the world, if that makes sense. I don't know. Solomon's Club. Really happy to add that one. Kaspar, a Natsume title. It was like a puzzle platformer with pretty like rudimentary graphics. The graphics through like cutscenes and stuff like that and the opening screens were good, but when it got to the gameplay, not so much. The sprites were really small, kind of dark. I wasn't a big fan of this one. Wheel of Fortune is Wheel of Fortune. Not a whole lot to say about that one. This game's called Dexterity. Happy to add this one. Another puzzle game. You're flipping tiles and trying to trap the bad guys. I don't know how else to explain this one. It's kind of one that you have to see. You'll see the gameplay there. You're basically going around flipping tiles. It's actually pretty fun. Pocahontas, Disney's Pocahontas. Not a very good game. I actually couldn't get past like the first level. Good animations. It plays like Prince of Persia or Flashback with the characters are like fully animated, so it'll go through that real slow jumping motion. That's really the only redeeming quality that I noticed in this game. Alright, the next game is not Tetris, it's Hatris. I'm not sure if somebody did this to get around using the whole Tetris license. I'm guessing that was why. It's Tetris with hats. Don't know what else to say there. Next up, In Your Face. It's a one-on-one basketball game. It's not great. I just like, whenever I play something like this, I wonder like what it was like to get this game as a kid, whether it's for Christmas or a birthday, and have like this be your only game. And that happened to me so many times as a kid where I just had to make do and find redeeming qualities and almost learn to like games because I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have anything else to play. So In Your Face, it's okay. That's about all I can say. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. This is Track Meet. It plays a lot like Track and Field on the NES. It's more, you're facing off against different characters. You've got 100-meter dash, hurdles, stuff like that. But it played pretty well. I found that the Game Boy, it would give you, you were using a mix of A and the D-pad. So it was nicely spaced out. You didn't always have to do this. You could do this, if that makes sense. If you can even see that. This instead of this. So yeah, that's Track and Field on the Game Boy. And that's it for this week's video. That's it for this week's episode of the Game Boy Quest. So thank you so much to everyone who's been helping me out with this. Thank you, Brian. I'm going to leave a link to Brian's YouTube channel in the description below. Go check him out on YouTube. You won't be sorry. He does a lot of videos like I do, but they're much more well edited, if that makes sense. Better graphics, much more polished than my videos. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. As I said, if you have any games that you are looking to get rid of, you can contact me on Instagram or Facebook. I believe we are at the 260 game mark of, I think, close to 500. So we're just over halfway as far as I believe. I can't remember the exact number on the North American set. That's Matt. I'm gonna have to answer that, or he'll keep calling. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and until the next episode.